inject your kryptonite into my brain. It improves my kung fu and it eases the pain. Acceleration. So I'm probably going to get in trouble for this because, what happens is these podcasts get automatically uploaded to YouTube. And if you start with a song, which I think is better, I mean, if anyone's listening, which I'm sure they're not, but the way I record these is I assume that I record them as if somebody would listen. It will eventually listen, but to imagine somebody at home pressing play on a podcast that I'm just babbling on, it seems impossible. So either way, it's kind of nice because it makes me feel I don't mind saying whatever the hell I want. So yeah. The point is really what I'd love to do is to start talking about my life now and the things that I do now, a year later, a year after my wife passed from cancer. If you're first just listening to this one, my podcast, the casts have been really, I cast when, I feel like shit, or two reasons why I cast. The first would be because I feel like shit and I'm depressed and I need to talk about it. The second would be some, days that I feel, something profound, or I remember, or I'm trying to hold on to the sentiment of the last year, which is a year and a half where I learned a lot. So a year later, let's say last year at this time, what's today? 4/20. I think I was leaving Florida. No. Last year, 4/20, because now I'm thinking of it, April 19th was the hockey game that the Springfield Falcons put on a hockey game, or played a hockey game, and they honored Rachel in the beginning of the hockey game. It was called Hockey Fights Cancer, and I got my jersey with her name on it. Rachel's best friend, her brother, is the president of the Springfield Falcons hockey team, and he did that for me. A fantastic thing to do. Well, he didn't do that for me. He did that for Rachel, and it was a big day. And now I'm talking about it, and I'm realizing that that's completely wrong. That happened, but it did not happen a year ago. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think I was leaving Florida a year ago today. All right, there you go. But I was also leaving Florida. I had gone to Florida again because my dad was sick, and that it raced home to get to that hockey game. So that's probably why I thought I got confused. But a year ago today, I was probably leaving Florida because when she passed away, it just so happened to be like a day before my sister and her kids and her husband, her family were going to see my parents in Florida. So I went to be with them. I think a couple days after she died. And it's surreal. I can't really even... I don't even remember those days. I was in another space mentally. But anyways, it's a year later, and man, I think the theme of my life now is that I hate that I haven't done anything to have a different occupation. Like I'm still cooking, and I fucking hate it. it has no meaning to me, no value, no purpose. Rachel gave me so much meaning and value and purpose I was okay with the mistakes I made in the past. Basically, when I got out of high school, I graduated. I wasn't trying at all. I was depressed, and I had found weed was the thing that I gravitated to because I was depressed, and and so when I graduated, the only thing I really was good at was drawing in art, and so that's the thing that I leaned on getting into college. And I had taken a college course my senior year, a figure drawing class. So I had some good material, and I submitted it to some good art schools, and I got in to every college I applied to. I applied to some big art schools. But one of the smaller art schools in Hartford, University of Hartford, believe it or not, has an art program that's accredited with the top art schools in the country. So they gave me a $15,000 scholarship for drawing, which is only awarded to 2 people a year. And it was kind of a big deal. And of course you have to, that's where I went. I was not ready for college. Mentally, man, I don't know. I just wasn't ready for college. I was very depressed, I guess. I don't know why. And when I got there, I smoked enough weed to basically not go to class, and I was in trouble mid-semester. They said I had missed too many classes, so my folks pulled me out, and that was it. And, when I got home, that's when the shit really hit the fan, because my depression I had failed, and so that's when I found stronger drugs. And before I met Ray, 3 years before I met Ray, I decided to get clean and start working, and really just start not only get clean, but dedicate myself to staying clean and working out. And that's when my confidence came back from going to the gym and everything. And then eventually I decided to go back to school. I said, all right, I can't cook the rest of my life. I took out loans and went back to school, and still the thing that I was good at, I decided to major in, which was really stupid to go back and major in art. Because back then, still, we had this, kids still believed the lie that you could major in anything and you'd be safe just because you went to college. So I took out all these loans. I went to HCC. I did really well. Graduated with honors from HCC, moved on to UMass. And then my senior year, Rachel had graduated from UMass, and she wasn't in school anymore. Fast forward. And I took a semester off because I was working full-time and going to school full-time. And that's stressful. Looking back, I should not have taken a semester off, because I got my first promotion to sous chef. And I thought, you know what, I'm not going to go back for art and continue to take out these loans and finish up my art degree go for another year. I said, I'm just going to be a chef. I got this promotion. I'm going to take this seriously and be a chef. And Rachel supported that. She loved the restaurant industry too. And she thought maybe someday we'll open our own place. And I was content, and I didn't realize, later in life this would cause me major financial issues. And in order to, when you take out loans and you go to school, you better damn well be going for something that almost guarantees you your foot in the door into a job that will be able to pay those loans back. So I did not do that. And Rachel did the same. She took out a lot of loans, and she planned on going to law school, and she took the LSATs, and she did really well without studying and everything. Well, she did study, but she did extremely well for the amount of studying she did do, which wasn't a whole lot. She was working full-time too, over full-time, and had been in school full-time. So we were both stuck with these loans and in the restaurant business. And as the years progressed and we wanted to grow financially and be more responsible and look at houses and think of a family and getting married, the weight became heavier, the cloud got darker, and our future looked pretty bleak with these loans and everything. It really messes up your credit if you miss a payment, which is what I did. So now I'm stuck. When she got sick and I didn't work, I left UMass and didn't work for a year and a half, and now I knew if something were to happen to her, I'd be stuck with this real muddy situation, which I'm in now, which is I still have these loans. I can't pay for them. I can barely pay for my own life, my car, my apartment. When you're a cook and if I had given up on the chef thing. If I wanted to be a chef, I could rededicate and say, you know what, because I got the experience, I got the knowledge and everything. I'm pretty good with people, but I have this deep disdain and hate now for food. And I wouldn't make it as a chef because it doesn't matter as much to me at all. And I just don't have the fortitude for that business. I get angry very quickly because I feel like now, after going through something so heavy, I don't like being told what to do by somebody, or especially if they're wrong. I don't know, you get to a certain point in any industry or anything that you do where management, you're going to clash with management. You get tired of being told what to do. And when you get to a certain level, it's usually you're not being told what to do. The decision, someone's not trying to manage you on a fundamental level, making real fundamental mistakes, because you're not making those mistakes. It's usually details. So and those details are personal preference. So if someone is trying to manage you or change what you're doing or something, or butt in, or if you have a menu decision you're making or something like that, it's a personal decision. So, and if somebody's wrong, I get real angry, real angry, because the food business is filled with idiots who are faking it until they make it, they say. Like guys who didn't go to culinary school or anything like that, and just ended up, and the chef said, I want to be a chef, and pushed their way to the top. And there's something to be said for that. That's, it takes a certain kind of person to do that. And I think, a lot of times those people become very successful, but I've had some of those chefs, get in my way in certain decision making and if it's wrong, or if it's if I'm doing something that's going to make the restaurant money, that's my strong point, is creating a dish or a special that's going to sell out. And some of my big outbursts came from me, working hard on something that I know will save and make the restaurant money, in a dish that I'm proud of and tastes good, and something that I've made that's just easy, and having a chef say, no, we're going to go with this.